You're good.
You're on.
All right, I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Ms. Gary, the roll call, please.
Mr. Cordray?
Here.
Mr. Rossi?
Here.
Mr. Souza?
Here.
All right, if you would, please stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve of the clerk's journal and accept the tapes as the official minutes of the March 13, 2020 emergency meeting and the March 18, 2020 Township Trustee meeting.
Second.
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Souza?
Yes.
We've got bills before the board tonight. Make a motion to approve EFT direct deposit vouchers 1181-457-559 through 1181-457-625.
Second.
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Souza?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve payroll withholding checks 31910-879 through 31910-901.
Second.
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Souza?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve checks number 81319 through 81332.
Second.
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Souza?
Yes.
And make a motion to approve check numbers 81333 through 81367.
Second.
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Souza?
Yes.
All right. Next item on the agenda is public comments. Mr. Stearns, do we have anybody submit for comments this evening?
We do. We have one. I'll read this. It's a little bit of a long one. It's from Chad and Shauna Goldstein. I realize any zoning vote specific to the proposed Burger King development will come at a later date. However, the discussions around this proposed development have made me question if the zoning law of Hamilton Township should be assessed regardless of the outcome of the Burger King. Specifically, I believe that the trustees have gotten multiple communications from residents voicing their objection to the development and very few emails in favor of it. I believe a key root of this concern stems from the fact that the property was previously zoned B1 by communicating to the residents that it would be developed into a daycare. The increase in concern since the proposal to put a fast food drive-through should send a signal to the trustees that residents clearly do not view all B1s equal. That just because a property was deemed suitable for a type of B1, a daycare, it shouldn't be assumed that it's appropriate for all types of B1, and in another case to be a drive-through. My request to the trustees is that we not wait until the pending vote of the Burger King to review the specific portion of the B1 zoning code in relation to the needs of Hamilton Township. I would ask that the trustees start today by reassessing the zoning codes for Hamilton Township and based on input received, determine if the drive-through restaurant should be included in a normal allowance of B1 zoning, or if it would be appropriate to require a different zoning designation or process for any proposed future drive-through restaurants. This would ensure the property developers don't attempt to get a property zoned to B1 under a socially acceptable premise, like a daycare, and then later change the plan to become something that really isn't appropriate for that space or meet the township ideals, but still B1 like a drive-through. This is something that is really inappropriate for that space or meet the township ideals. Sorry, this wouldn't mean that drive-throughs are not allowed. It would be better defined in a process by which a property owner needs to get zoning approval for a drive-through in the future to assure that they go about the community once where they want them. Net, I am asking the trustees to start the process of considering amending the Hamilton Township zoning code to separate drive-through restaurants from B1 providing building codes. This would require a different zoning designation for drive-throughs versus other traditional B1 offices/buildings. I'm requesting that the trustees act immediately to address this as a priority for the entire township, separately from any timing related to the development on Highway 48. That was the only public comment we got.
Thank you, and thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Holstein for submitting that. Gentlemen, did you guys have anything on that at all?
Just, I think it was stated earlier that the high-level zoning for the township was reviewed as recently, I think Trustee Rousey said it was 2014.
Yeah, that was the last major revision of the zoning code.
And we just got our comprehensive plan back from the county, which we'll be reviewing and look at land uses, and some challenges is drive-throughs aren't specific just to restaurants. It could be banks, pharmacies, things of that nature, so it has some hair potentially in being as specific, you know, to set something aside, B1 drive-through, B1 non-drive-through, but I think a point well made, you know, to review everything. And
It's always a good idea to review that.
which I think will be the one with the land use plan and the comprehensive plan review, so.
No, I agree. I think that's something we can definitely look at and consider as we review the comprehensive plan.
If I can note on that as well, if Burger King does submit their final renderings for that public hearing, this won't be included. If Mr. and Mrs. Goldstein want to add their comments, they need to do it at the public hearing proper.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
All right, and you said there were no other public comments?
That's correct.
All right. Next item on the agenda, we do have our human resource items.
Yeah, in an act to, have only essential personnel here, Human Resources Manager Kelly Krieger stayed home this evening, so I'll take her two things for the roster update. One is our staffing with the fire department. We're getting an influx of volunteer or part-time firefighters and kind of a rotation. They're working in a lot of different departments. So we are requesting the trustees approve the Fire Chief Brian Reese to hire part-time firefighters, EMT, and or part-time firefighters, paramedics, as needed to maintain minimum staffing.
Questions?
Okay.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rousey?
Yes.
Mr. Sousa?
Yes.
Next item, given that some people have become out of work with the COVID-19 pandemic going around, we would like to repost Mr. Hickey's 2 part-time seasonal positions. So at this time, the staff's requesting a motion to allow Public Works Director Kenny Hickey to repost 2 seasonal park crew positions at an hourly rate of $12 per hour.
All right, so moved.
Second?
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rousey?
Yes.
Mr. Sousa?
Yes.
That's all I have for Human Resources.
All right, thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is new business. First item to consider is a motion to declare the Heritage at Miami Bluffs Pool Building Addition a minor modification per Hamilton Township Zoning Code 5.5.8 Section F, and allowing the zoning director to act accordingly. The Township Zoning Code requires the Board of Trustees to make the final determination on major versus minor modifications submitted to the zoning director. The zoning director believes this does fit the description of a minor modification, as the major modification threshold is 10% expansion, and this project is at 8.77% expansion. With the passage of this motion, Mr. Kramer can continue to work with the HOA directly for the remainder of this project. Gentlemen, do you guys have any questions at all?
I do not.
Gerard?
I don't know.
All right, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the Heritage at Miami Bluffs Pool Building Addition as a minor modification per Hamilton Township Zoning Code 5.5.8 Section F.
Second?
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rousey?
Yes.
Mr. Sousa?
Yes.
All right, next item on the agenda is Resolution 20-0401. This is a resolution to amend and restate Warren County Drug Task Force Council of Government's contract. This is an amendment to our current contract with Warren County Drug Task Force because they added additional jurisdictions to the Council of Governments. This will not affect our contract services or partnership with Warren County Drug Task Force, and there is no impact on our budget with regards to this. Gentlemen, do you guys have any questions on this?
No, this is basically because they changed their agreements, and we have to.
They added a
Change
community
online.
to the jurisdiction of the task force, right?
That's right. They added a couple jurisdictions, so with that amendment, we have to re-sign.
Yep.
It doesn't change anything with our agreement.
All right, great. Go ahead and make a motion to approve Resolution 20-0401, a resolution to amend and reinstate the Warren County Drug Task Force Council of Governments contract.
Second?
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Souza?
Yes.
All right, the next item on the agenda is 20-0401, Section A, a resolution authorizing and approving an increase in township appropriations in the general funds, parks department to reconcile budgets for calendar year 2020. This will increase our contracted services line with the parks department budget from $80,000 to $92,000, which would be a $12,000 increase for engineering work on the EPA issue at Mounds Park. This value was increased due to the work that will be needed to complete and submit to the Ohio EPA Rule 513.400 permit, fulfill the stream permit, landfill modification design, and other support and management of work leading up to and starting the field work next year. With this appropriation increase, we are still projected to keep this project within the $200,000 total and the 2-year timeline. If this does not pass, this could mean we would miss the EPA deadline with regards to the permitting process and could result in a fine from the state. Any questions?
No, do you want to give a little background on it, or?
Yeah, I
I
think,
mean, I'm understanding, my biggest question is what's the potential fine if the deadline is?
I don't know what the fine would be from the EPA. I know they gave us, the different deadlines to meet, and the first one's coming up with that, rule, 513.4, permit requirement, and we initially said this total project would be about 2 years and $200,000, would still be under that with this increase. And we definitely don't want to be getting any fines. That would also be a ding on our perfect audits that we've had.
Right.
So,
And just, I mean, the high level for, I guess, those watching at home. The EPA, since we've taken the stance of proactively addressing this issue and cleaning it up, has been very favorable to work with you and Kenny and the township, and this is really just as much a show of good faith to keep that positive relationship going and not go down the negative path of fines and, being slowed down, so.
that's right. We won't get a bill for this $12,000 increase right away. They just need to see those funds available for their work.
In case this has to happen.
And it will happen, just not immediately.
Well, I think the great thing is too is we are still projected to meet our $200,000 budgeted threshold that we originally allocated and projected, and still hit the timeline. So ideally, in the end, this shouldn't really impact as far as what we were planning to spend to get this mitigated.
And for transparency purposes as well, we don't have any certainty, but this vendor is working on some grant opportunities
That's right.
that we're awaiting to hear back on applications that could kick in and reduce.
That's right. This
Cost
engineering
of the
firm
project.
has a pretty successful past in getting brownfield grants, and they've applied for at least one for this project. So we're hopeful that we'll get it, especially given the unique circumstances of our issue at Mouse Park.
So I have.
Thank you.
All right. Next item we do have on the agenda is.
I need to vote.
Yeah, we-
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we had this whole time. There we go. All right. With that, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve resolution 20-0401A, a resolution authorizing and approving an increase in township appropriations in the general fund parks department to reconcile budgets for calendar year 2020.
Second?
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Souza?
Yes.
All right. Next item on the agenda we have is the fiscal officer's report. Just want to say first, before I kick it over to you, everything is welcome. We're excited to have you back on the Hamilton Township team.
Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Glad to be here and glad to be a part, and look forward to working with all you guys. And at my first meeting, I do not have a report, but hope to have one at the second meeting, which would be on the 15th of April. So,
Thank you and welcome
Thank
once
you.
again.
thank you very much.
All right, next item on the agenda is the administrator's report. Mr. Centers.
Two quick items. One is we've installed the walking trail, or cut through the walking trail at Mounds Park. It's an 8-foot wide trail around the entire small lake. Kind of cuts between the big and small lake at the end. The Public Works crews have worked very hard on it. We've got a contract with Brunk Excavation, who did outstanding work, and Public Works crew will be in there putting down the mulching later this week for the next couple days, and we still plan to open Mounts Park on April 6th, which is this coming Monday. We want to make sure people are practicing good mental and physical health, so we encourage them to get out, use their new walking trail, practice your safe social distancing, but we definitely want people using the parks to the extent they're allowed to be used. We did contract with a portalet down there. That won't be opened now that, given these circumstances, but once all this gets lifted, we'll have that down there for the entire season of the park too.
I do have one question on that, as a follow-up. Just given the fact of the nature of what's going on, I imagine we probably will actually see an increase in numbers down at Mounts Park, most likely. Is, for parking purposes, is the parking, the gravel that's up against the baseball field, is that open to the public park, or is that part of the CTC fields and we need to have residents kind of stay off of that portion?
Yeah, that's parking for CTC fields. I'm glad you brought that up because that was brought up last year as well. We would need you to drive down to the lake, and we, as of this year, the big lake's open for bank fishing. Those will be mowed and everything will be manicured properly. So park close there. Don't be. There's pretty clear drive areas. Park along those drive areas.
Okay.
Good.
And the only other item is this will be the last meeting where we'll be getting together. We'll be looking into options. We don't know which one we're going to be using yet. To remote in either video or conference. We'll make sure we have access to the public to be able to remote in on a listen-only option or view-only option, and we'll be pushing that out. So,
More information to come on that then.
yes, sir. That's all I have.
All right. Next item on the agenda is trustee comments. Gentlemen, do you guys have anything?
No, other than just to remind everyone that we're all in this together. We'll make it through. It's going to be tough, but we'll get through it.
We'll actually say kind of a continuation of some of our thoughts a couple weeks ago in the community coming together. I've gotten feedback from both our fire and police chiefs in the last week, 2 weeks, of some timely donations from nonprofits and individuals and items they need, sanitation items, people bringing in food for their departments and things like that. And it seems like the community, for the most part, is doing a really good job observing the social distancing rules and calmness in our stores, and it's a very reassuring feeling.
Yeah, and I just want to say, just everybody to keep on staying safe. Reach out to your neighbors, your friends, those that you feel like may be in need. See if there's any way to assist. Continue to support our local nonprofits here in the township, and continue to support our local business if you're able to. All right. With that, I will make a motion to go into executive session in reference to ORC Section 121.22, Section G, Part 2, to consider the sale of property at 6:48 p.m.
Second?
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rousey?
Yes.
Mr. Souza?
Yes.
All right, it's time I'd like to make a motion to come out of executive session at 7:07 p.m.
Second?
Mr. Cordray?
Yes.
Mr. Rousey?
Yes.
Mr. Souza?
Yes.
All right, with no other business, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn at 7:07 p.m.
Second?
Mr. Cordray?
Yes,
Mr. Rousey?
Yes.
Mr. Souza?
Yes.
we're adjourned.